Do you ever feel like you're chasing something that keeps slipping away? Like happiness is always just around the corner, but never truly here? You work hard. You plan your future. You buy things, meet people, set goals. But no matter how much you achieve, something always feels missing. A sense of peace, of contentment, of stillness. It stays just out of reach. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is the chase? Today, I'll take you on a journey. One that begins over 2,500 years ago in a quiet forest in ancient India, where a seeker came to the Buddha not for riches, not for fame, but to find one simple thing: happiness. What the Buddha told him that day would become a lesson for generations to come. A story not just of awakening, but of letting go. So sit back, breathe deeply, and listen with your heart open. Because by the end of this story, you might just stop chasing happiness and find something far greater. The Seeker in the Forest. Long ago, under the ancient trees near Rajagaha, a young man named Danaya walked through the forest path with weary steps. His feet were dusty from many miles of travel. His eyes, though youthful, carried the fatigue of someone who had seen too much and understood too little. Danaya had everything once: a wealthy merchant's son, a home filled with luxury, friends, music, festivals. Yet inside, there was a storm he couldn't silence. Even when he laughed, there was sadness. Even when he succeeded, there was emptiness. And so, he left it all behind. He heard of a man, Siddhartha Gautama, the Enlightened One, who had found a way to be free from suffering. People said he smiled with a peace that no gold could buy. Now, after months of journeying, Danaya stood at the edge of the Buddha's encampment. He bowed deeply. "Lord Buddha," he said, "I have only one question. Please, how can I find happiness?" The Buddha looked at him, calm as a mountain and soft as a lotus petal. He didn't speak at first. He simply gestured for Danaya to sit, and thus began a story within a story. The man who chased the wind. The Buddha spoke gently. "Let me tell you about a man who once chased the wind," he began. There was once a farmer named Purna. Like many others, he wanted happiness, but he believed it lived in possessions. So he built the biggest granary, the largest house, and bought the finest oxen. Yet each year, he feared his crops would fail. Each night, he counted his coins like a prisoner counting days. One day, he saw a monk sitting under a tree, smiling. "Why do you smile?" the farmer asked. "Because I have nothing," the monk replied. The farmer was confused. "Nothing? Then you must be mad." The monk only said, "Perhaps, but I am not tired from running." The Buddha looked into Danaya's eyes. "You see," he said, "chasing happiness is like chasing the wind. The more you run, the faster it slips through your fingers." Danaya's brow furrowed. "Then should I not chase anything? Should I give up desire?" The Buddha smiled. "Desire is not the problem. Attachment to desire is." The lotus in the mud. The next day, the Buddha took Danaya to a pond near the forest. "Look there," he said, pointing to a lotus flower blooming above the muddy water. "This lotus is beautiful, but where does it come from?" Danaya said, "From the mud." "Exactly," said the Buddha. "It does not curse the mud or wish it were clean. It simply grows upward. This is how happiness works." He continued, "Many people wait for perfect conditions to be happy, but the wise understand. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of clarity." Danaya looked at the flower, mesmerized. The Buddha said, "If you want happiness, do not seek it in things. Seek it in understanding. seek it in presence. The Dog and the Shadow. That night, under a sky filled with stars, the Buddha told another tale. There was once a dog who found a piece of bone. He was happy, but as he walked near the river, he saw his reflection. He thought it was another dog with a bigger bone, so he barked and dropped his own bone into the water. He chased what wasn't real and lost what he had. The Buddha looked gently at Dhanaya. This is how most people live. They are surrounded by moments of peace, but their eyes are always on the next thing. They lose the present while chasing illusions. Dhanaya whispered, "Then what should I do?" The Buddha said, "Be here." Now that is enough. The bird in the cage. Dhanaya stayed with the Buddha for many days. One evening, he confessed something. "I still feel restless, Master. Like there's a part of me that wants to break free, but doesn't know how." The Buddha replied with a story. There was a bird born in a golden cage. It had food, comfort, even songs sung to it. But one day it saw the open sky. Its heart ached. It began to sing a new song, not of joy, but of longing. One day, the cage door was left open. The bird stared. Freedom was frightening. Comfort pulled it back, but its longing was louder. It flew. The world outside was wild. Rain, wind, hunger. But the bird was finally alive. You too, the Buddha said softly, must leave your cage of expectations. Happiness does not live in safety. It lives in truth. The Mountain and the Traveler. The Buddha then told one final story. A traveler once climbed a mountain to see the sunrise. Each time he neared the top, he found another peak ahead. Frustrated, he wept. An old sage appeared and said, "Why do you climb?" "To find the perfect view." The sage smiled. "Then stop looking ahead, look around." The man turned. Behind him was the most breathtaking view of the valley, glowing in morning light. We often believe happiness is at the summit, the Buddha said. But it is in the pause, in the moment, in the breath you take right now. The realization, Dhanaya closed his eyes. He saw his father's house, his old life, the people he missed. And for the first time, he didn't feel regret. He didn't wish to return or run. He just was. Tears slipped down his cheeks, not of sorrow, but of understanding. "I have been chasing shadows," he said. The Buddha touched his shoulder. "Then stop running, be still, and let happiness find you." Returning home weeks later, Dhanaya returned to the world. He walked the same streets, but everything felt different. He didn't seek happiness anymore. He noticed it. In the laughter of a child, the scent of jasmine, the silence between words. And when people asked him what he learned, he simply smiled. "Happiness isn't a destination," he said. "It's the silence between thoughts, the space between breath. It's always been here. I just had to stop chasing it." You've heard the story, but now take a moment, just one breath, to feel it. You don't need to do more. You don't need to be more. You don't need to chase another dream just to feel worthy. Happiness isn't at the end of your next achievement. It's in your awareness now, in your presence, in your stillness. So pause, breathe, smile. If this story brought you peace, consider subscribing and liking this video. There are many more stories like this, each a quiet path back to your inner calm. And remember, stop chasing the wind, let it pass. And in that stillness, you'll find everything you were looking for.